previous lesson, I introduced you to functions. But first of all, we need to do something. There are some instances whereby you want to hide your formulas or your functions from people, or to prevent people from editing your functions or formulas. So I'm going to teach you how to make your formulas invisible. Cell H6 is selected. Now you can see the function there, sum equal to center bracket D6 through to G6. So this is what is the function. And if you click on play, you can also see a rank function there too. So we use the sum function for the total and the ranking to determine the position. So this is a class called sheet. So you want to hide the functions, then make only this one editable or this one visible for to because this one you just want the values to appear. So this is what you're going to do. First of all, ribbons or the tabs, click on review. So when you click on review, you go to the changes ribbon. You have the protect sheet. Label is of this icon is protect sheet. Then you have no work to do here, so just leave it like that. But if it is unprotected, that means you need to unprotect the sheet. That means the sheet is protected. So you just click on it and then enter the password to unprotect it. Now our work is showing protect sheet, so when you click on it, that means you are protecting the sheet. Now after unprotecting the sheet, the next thing you're going to do now is to select the whole sheet and erase all protected cells from it, or unlock all protected cells. So you just click on Ctrl+A to select all the sheet. In some instances, when you click Ctrl+A, it may select a portion of your sheet. If that happens, then you click on Ctrl+A again to select the whole sheet for you. Then you click on Ctrl+1 to open the format cells dialog box for you. Then you go to protect. Then protection, you see that the locked is what is selected, so just untick it, then click on OK. Good. So now our sheet is unprotected. Now the next thing you're going to do is to select the range of cells that you want to hide the formulas. So you want to hide the formula from this side, so you can just click on this box, this cell here, then you left click and drag across the cell here. You can also equally select from the column heading here to select the whole row for you, so the whole column for you. But this one is the best if your data is in small quantity or is small, the list is not huge. You can just click and drag to select the area. So now this column and the other column position and total is now selected. Now before we do that, you see that when you click on it, the formula is showing. So now you just select it again. Then after selecting, you go to Ctrl+1 again. Then you make sure the processing is selected. Then you click on hidden. Now you don't want to lock it. There are two ways. Either you want to lock it to prevent people from editing it, or you just want to hide the formula. So if you want to do both, you want to lock it to prevent people from editing the formula, then you click on what? Locked. But if you want to just hide it, just hide the formula, you can just also click on hide or hidden. So for me, maybe I want to prevent people from editing or even clicking on that cell, so I can use, okay, for that let me click on hidden, and then let's see the effect. So hidden means we want to just hide the formula, but the lock or the cell will not be locked. So let's click on okay. Good. Now these are the cells. So you see that after doing that, still the formula is still showing. So this is what you're going to do. Then the next thing, you go to protect. You click on protect. Then you try to enter your code, any code that you want to use to log. Then just leave this one like that. Then you just click on OK. You enter the code again, the same code. You repeat the code. Good. Now you can see that when you click on the cell that is having the formulas, see that now when you look at the formula bar, nothing is showing. So we are now able to hide the formulas. So this is very good practice when you want to hide formulas from people. Maybe you have a project and your project is something you sell for people to earn money. You can just hide your formulas to prevent people from copying your work. So that is the simple way of hiding formulas. Now the next thing you are going to do is to freeze the pen or the pen. You see, when you have this sheet, let's take for instance, you want to that the sheet or the list is so huge that it is covering the whole sheet, and you want to scroll to get to the down data. So you see that when you start to scroll, so the top row will be hidden. That's where it contains the name, the heading will be hidden. But there's a instance, there's a case you don't want it to be like that. That's where you could that's where you are going to use the freeze pen. So you go to view. Let's go to view. Then view, you have this column here, this ribbon here, or this command here. So you see there's a small arrow just beside it. Just click on a small arrow, a small triangle there to open the options for you. So we have the freeze pen, we have the freeze top row, we have the freeze first column. So you have two options. Either you freeze only the first column, or you freeze only the top column, or you freeze multiple, like the row and the column at the same time. So I'm going to show you how to do it. So first of all, I'm going to start with the first one. So when you want to freeze the first column here, let's say the serial number column, want to freeze it, just go to the ribbon or the command, then just click on freeze first column. So let's try and see what will happen. So that is now it has been freezed, so that it is not moving, only the other data is now moving. Okay, so if you want to freeze the top row, the same way you go to freeze pens, then you let's unfreeze it, then it will go to the default setting. Then let's freeze the top row. So let's scroll it and see. You see that it is now moving, but this is the top row. I don't want this row to only freeze, but we also want the second row to also freeze. Then when you are moving this one too, you don't want only the first column to freeze, but we also want the second column and even the third column to also freeze. So that's where you are going to use the other third option, which is the freeze pens. So this is what you're going to do. You select the cell. If you select this cell, it is going to freeze the top, the rows from the top of the selected cell. Then it will also freeze the column on the left side of the selected cell. So let's say if I select this cell D3, if selected, it is going to freeze column 2. Row 2 upwards, that's row 2 and row 1. Then it will also freeze row A to row C. But in the case where I select this, let's say E4, it will freeze from row 1 to row 3, and it will also freeze from column A to column D. So it freezes to the top, then to the left. So let's experiment it and see. So let me click D3, then go to the ribbon and then select the freeze pin. Good. Now let's scroll. You see that where we selected is moving. You see, and you can also move top. It is also freezing. So this is what we call as the freeze pin or the pine. So it is very effective when you are dealing with a huge data and you want to monitor the heading. You can use this one to work with it. Okay, so the next thing is what again? Okay, let me do more on editing. You see that you can design your data, you can design your work based on colors. You can use colors, you can use that the formatting aspect. So if you want to format your cells, you can just select the cell that you want to format, then click on Ctrl+1, that get the format. Then either you want the alignment, you want to check the alignment of your work. So let's say let me close this, let me select this column, so this row, and I want to change the alignment. So I select it, then I go to Ctrl+1. Then the alignment, we have the horizontal, then we have the vertical. So now it is in the vertical. It is you can change to the vertical, then the horizontal. You can also use the orientation. Either you want it to be portrait or in any format I want. So for ours, it is in this format, the 90-degree format, or also the 0 degree. So you can change the degree. Either you shift this one to a certain dimension, then you click on OK. You see that it has taken effect. It has moved, or it has changed the direction of the columns or the selected area. So the same way you can do anything to your cells by just clicking on that format cell. You can also change the font to here. There are so many options here for you to deal with it. You can deal with the border. You see, for me, I use all border, but you have a simple way of using the border. You can go to this side, just select the whole sheet, go to the side, and then click on the kind of border you want to use. But if you want to use the long process, you go to Ctrl+1, then it will open the format cell dialog box for you, then you just work on it. But with this one, it gives option. That is, you can select the cell that the line that you want to apply border to it. So you can use the none. For the none, it will erase all the borders. You can use the outline, that is the edges of your sheet or your table. Then the inside, it will only give you the inside of it. So you see that you want the inside columns borders, you can just click on it. If you want to erase the outside too, you can just click on outside, and it will sorry, if you want to add outside outline, to add it to it for you. You can just use this also to remove the kind of border that you want to remove and add. So that now this one, there's a border here, so this icon is activated. So just click on it, it will remove the icon from there. You can use this one to insert diagonals, and this one to insert rows in the middle here. This one too is for the diagonal too. We have the center, and this is the vertical, the horizontal, middle, then the edges here. So these are ways of adding borders to your sheet. If you are dealing with a table, it's a way. Okay, so I'll end this lesson here, and I promise you in the next lesson we are going straight to our formulas and functions. We are going to start with the formulas one after the other as much as possible that we can. Then from there we go to the coding side, which is the VBA. So I invite you all to subscribe to this channel, try and share our videos to support us, so that when you get to the coding side, the VBA codes, you get the update of our videos and learn. Thank you and